The scene has now been cleared out here this afternoon. This all happened at the home behind us. Officers were out here responding to a drug call.
It's the Silverwood Spring Hill Avenue street sign that's basically been torn off and thrown a pretty good distance.
Well, Mel, this is just one of those problem areas that we've been talking about all week. This massive hole here.
You've got wet bags, you've got wet confetti, you've got wet peanuts. Expected to hit the Carolinas with severe weather as well. It's quite an operation to try to pull a car this size out of the road, and you can see right there those cables just snapped.
The SWAT team is actually on their way here right now to this complex.
There still is a lot of damage here in Atmore. It's concentrated to some smaller areas behind Burks. Take a look behind me. We've got Auburn players back here. People have been standing in line since earlier this morning. You can see the back windshield just completely busted out of this SUV. This water continues to push on shore.
They are, Roseanne. Several witnesses I spoke with tonight say this crash could have been prevented. Tonight we're showing you that police chase for the first time.
The Gulf Coast is suffering through a stagnant weather pattern.
She had to buy pepper spray last weekend after receiving threatening calls from her grandson.
He joins us now live from the Escambia County Jail with the very latest. Blake?
Well, Mel, it's been a long day for investigators who have been out here on the scene working to investigate this. They say it'll take several days to complete. You see, it's dark out here tonight, but here's what things looked like earlier.
The dark of night makes it tough to see the devastation of Wednesday night's explosion here in Pensacola, but the light of day gives us a good look at some of the damage. Surveillance video captures the explosion. Nearly 600 inmates and workers were inside.
We transported 184 people. There are only 2 left in the hospital, and we do have 2 fatalities.
If our person that we're looking for is okay, or...
Families spent Thursday searching for answers. Frustration building as they look for their loved ones, waiting for word on their condition.
There's nothing been said to the family. It's just, you know, and I understand this confusing situation, but I just think it needs to be better organization with the way information system is now. It can be a better system for letting people know, you know, about their loved ones.
We like to give our sympathy to the families.
Press conferences aren't giving them enough information. A hotline has been set up, but family members tell us it's a dead end, and the phone just keeps ringing.
Several of these family members have tried to call, and same thing, it's busy. They've asked about their loved ones, and same response, they don't know.
We can't say anything other than they were transported. We can't tell you where, we can't tell you who, we can't tell you what condition they're in. It is a law, and we can't violate people's privacy.
Now I'm told these inmates will be given the opportunity to contact their loved ones first thing tomorrow to let them know their condition. For now, reporting live tonight in Pensacola, I'm Blake Brown, News 5. Surveillance video shows a black Dodge truck traveling south on Highway 59. Stephen Little behind the wheel. Seconds later, the truck comes speeding back up the highway, this time traveling north with 3 officers in pursuit.
There was a black truck being chased around the cul-de-sac here by the police. He went around a couple of times.
Lorna Nichols lives at Savannah Park Apartments. That's where officers followed Little just minutes before the chase ended here along Highway 59 in a deadly crash. But those living in the apartment complex say things didn't have to end this way.
There was a black truck speeding and a sheriff's car following, and they come around this loop here and back around. There was about 3 or 4, maybe more police cars here at the entrance, and they pretty much let him go.
The sheriff had to move out of the way so he could get by, which he should have stopped him right then and there. I asked the officer why you didn't block him or hit his car. Oh, we can't do that. We can't block him. We can't hit his car. We can't shoot out his tires.
It's a two-edged sword, law enforcement. You're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. If we let him go and he kills someone, then we are responsible for that.
The video is tough to watch considering moments after cameras captured this, an innocent life was taken. Little's truck slammed right into Ronald Ely's car, slicing it in half.
I felt like if they had stopped him, none of this would have, a man wouldn't have, someone wouldn't have died from it.
Now the driver of the truck, Stephen Little, has been charged with manslaughter. Mel?
I come out around the corner of the building, and when I get to this point here, I can see the flames in the vehicle down the hill. and took off running.
Mike Yates is back at work Sunday cooking at Ollie's Mediterranean Grill. He was outside behind the restaurant early this morning when he saw this car engulfed in flames. He grabbed a fire extinguisher and took off running towards the car.
When I approached the vehicle, you could see flames coming up 1.5 feet off the engine. To use the fire extinguisher to put out the flames and put foam up underneath the vehicle.
I was not expecting any of them really alive when we got over there.
Haley Wilson is a nursing student at USA. She ran to the car with Mike, not sure what she was walking into.
There was one guy had his arm hanging out the window, so we saw him, and then we looked in and we saw the other people. We heard them breathing, and I felt their pulses, and they were all still alive at that point. And then there was one girl in the passenger seat that we couldn't see, so we pulled the windshield off to see her.
Several people are rushed to the hospital with injuries, but it was too late to save one of the passengers, a teenager pronounced dead on the scene. Now, Mobile police say right now the cause of this crash is still under investigation, although right now they do believe that speed was definitely a factor in this crash. They say the car came barreling through the parking lot, and here's why they believe speed was a factor. It busted out this concrete barrier wall.
It's unreal because, I mean, you can still see the damage to the side of the building, and the gravel there's debris everywhere.
The car flipped several times before slamming into this wall. Concrete litters the parking lot, and a hubcap sits in the grass. The smell of gasoline still strong Sunday afternoon.
The first thing that went through my mind was, oh Lord, this thing's about to blow up in my face. It's a gruesome event. Nobody wants to have that happen to them.
It wasn't necessarily shocking to say that one of them had passed away because the state that they were in, I mean, I was surprised to find them alive to begin with.
Riding around Mobile County looking for those hunting deer illegally. It all plays out on dash cam video once deputies arrive.
I've never been in trouble with night hunting. I've never been in trouble. Have you ever done? Yes, I have, but I've never been caught.
Caught red-handed with loaded weapons on back roads. These hunters are startled once deputies pull up, but they eventually calm down and admit what they're up to.
Just riding roads, just looking for deer, period. Yeah.
One of the most recent arrests came last month when 4 people were caught. Here they are taking photos with deer in a neighborhood cul-de-sac. They shot and killed the deer, took the backstrap, and left the carcasses in the middle of the road. Night hunting is becoming a dangerous trend across the area, and it's not just a problem on county roads.
Even within the city limits of Mobile, it's very dangerous. You know, people don't know what's in the background. Number one, it's illegal, but people don't know what's in the background, and as they're going down the road, there could be a house, a ricochet, anything of that nature that could, could kill someone.
Deputy Chad Robbins patrols day and night. He's been working to keep night hunters off Donnie Brown's property.
They see a deer and they shoot high-powered rifles across these fields or drive out in the fields, and really they don't understand how dangerous that is because there's a lot of roads and houses, and it's a serious problem.
As the temps cool down, more and more illegal hunting takes place on these roads. That's when deputies start getting calls.
The call volume's got so much as far as people night hunting or shooting from a motorized vehicle.
People shoot the deer right across the road from the house, and right by the house, and up and down the road, and it's just been a real problem.